had a couple of questions on Amendment 5 with the property tax in Division 1 counties and 2 counties. It will also, the levy will be reduced. I just don't understand the purpose of that. Is there a reason they put their money into the general fund somehow? Or how would that affect like a third-class county like Lawrence?
So any county, any political subdivision. First of all, can I just say something? Because I just realized just how big my picture is. And that's crazy, by the way. Nobody needs to see a picture of me that big, period. A while back, I suffered an autoimmune problem and lost a couple teeth. And I had some dentures. But they hurt my mouth. So like every good hillbilly, when I wasn't wearing them to speak, I stuck them in the console of my truck. And then they was getting a little dingy, so I took them in to soak. And while they were soaking, my dog got up on the counter and ate those teeth. And I have reordered them, and they've been messed up, not once but twice. And I'm trying to get my final set of teeth here. But I realize, as you're looking at the giant-sized version of me, I look every bit the hillbilly that I truly am. So I apologize if I'm distracting you with my toothless grin. I really do know the math, though, I promise you, even though I don't look like I could. All political subdivisions, every single one of them, must reduce their tax rates, whether it is from sales tax, property taxation, or a combination thereof, so as not to derive a windfall by the expansion of the sales tax base. So depending on which county they are, which format of government, they'll have individual requirements based on whether they're class 1, class 3, whether or not they are a charter form of government, and they will each individually have to do that. Now, the state auditor will make sure, it's his responsibility according to the amendment, to make sure that they actually do. So that they don't derive, now when I say they don't derive any more money, they're allowed 3%. So if whatever their expansion is, they have to reduce their taxes to account for 97%. The reason the locals get to keep that 3% is because, on average, that's how much, just simply by growth, cities and counties are growing is on average 3%. And so statewide, 3%, one-time adjustment, that's it. From that point onward, it works exactly the way it works now. It is a one-time singular adjustment to make sure that they don't get the windfall benefit of this that was never intended.
And on Amendment 4, there's with the amendments that are brought by petition.
Yes, sir.
Those are the ones that are affected by Amendment 4.
Yes, sir.
If I have a really good idea that I want to take to my legislators,
yep,
and ask them to put it on the ballot, I don't have to worry about St. Louis because it's not affected by that. Is that correct?
Right. What happens is you take it to the General Assembly, we put it on the ballot, and then it's the same system we currently have now.
So if it's a good idea, it should go that way.
It's a good idea, the General Assembly will do it. And I don't care what party it's from. If it's a good idea, the General Assembly will do it. And if they don't, by the way, vote those Jesus out. Listen. People that, when I got elected, people would say, hey Darren, is it everything you thought it was going to be? John Lilly asked me, is this what you thought it was going to be? Remember? You asked me. Is this everything you thought it would be? Here's the deal. I taught political science at Missouri State. After that, I was the city manager. I managed multiple cities. My entire career, I never had a budget in the red, and I never once raised taxes. I've dealt with all kinds of political issues. I come from a political family. I was not shocked by the politics involved. I was not shocked by the partisanship or the performance art that happens in the hallways and on the floor. I wasn't shocked by the proceduralism. Can I be perfectly frank? What I was shocked about was how many people have no idea what in the world they're talking about, but they got elected anyway. To whatever degree of success that I've had in my career as a legislator, I have one simple rule. I only talk about things if I actually know what I'm talking about. And therefore, you will never hear me pontificating about NASCAR or knitting or any of that, because I don't know nothing about it. Budgets, numbers, the Constitution. That's what I talk about. And when I hear some of my colleagues say some of the most ridiculous things, I would not speak as much as I do. But sometimes somebody will say something so dumb that I'm going to have an aneurysm if I don't get up and correct it. And it's not all from the other side of the aisle. It's some of our own people as well. Drive me nuts. So if you're not happy with the way the legislature is working, put your name on a ballot, run against that goober, and put somebody better in there. Here's the young man right here. How old are you now? 18. We got 6 years. We need to get him taught. We need to get him exposure. We need to get him introduced to this concepts. We need to get him working. We need to get him focused. And when he turns 24, you need to put your name on a ballot. And if you don't, I'm coming to see you. Because we have a drought of talent. Because people who really can do this stuff are oftentimes raising their families, building their business, trying to keep their nose clean, being productive at their church and in their communities, and they just don't take the time to run. And you know who does want to run? The guy with the flashy smile, has all his teeth, but doesn't have any morals or any brain cells whatsoever. And we keep electing them over and over again with 4% voter turnout. We have found the problem, and it is us. Yes, sir.